He's the leader of the Red and Black.
Yeah, I always had that aspiration to be a head coach one more time, and this is the last time.
Time to hear from the head coach of the Aztecs. It's the Brady Hoke Report. Driven by Sunroad's Kearney Mesa Subaru. Visit Kearney Mesa Subaru or KearneyMesaSubaru.com. It just makes sense. Minutes from anywhere in San Diego.
The record book says it's a 20-10 loss to the University of Colorado in Buffalo as the Aztecs fall to 3-3 on the year. Joining us right now, head coach Brady Hoke. Coach, what is the level of pride right now with the guys on your football team, knowing what you went through last week just to get to Saturday in Colorado?
Well, Mike, the one thing I can tell you, probably the most significant thing was being able to be interviewed by Fletch. That was a thing of beauty within itself.
Sure, silver linings.
Brady, could you critique his interview performance?
I thought he did. It was a hell of a lot better than Costa. Let's put it that way.
Didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Brady Costa doesn't know this, but he just opened by saying the game you just played in Buffalo, which was a game you actually...
Boulder against the Buffaloes. Holy Christ.
Like I said.
Hey, Judson, that happens a lot, so we just roll with that.
Just roll. Yeah. I look forward to it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Brady, go ahead.
To get serious about it, it was a crazy week. Obviously, we're one of 14 schools that have played each of the last 6 weeks in the country. Have a lot of pride in how our guys have handled the pandemic and the vigilance that they've tried to stay within all the protocols. We've been very lucky that way because even as hard as you work at it, Nick Saban and Ryan Day both got dinged out of their games, and then eventually Ohio State, obviously, wasn't able to play. It was crazy last week, and just to take you through it real quick, we thought we were going to play Washington early in the week because whoever their opponent was not being able to play. So we spent 2 days on Washington, 2 days on New Mexico, because that was something that came up, 2 days on Tulsa, trying to figure out who we were going to play. And then Wednesday night, the possibility of playing Colorado came up. And so we practiced Thursday morning, Thanksgiving morning, for Colorado, had a nice Thanksgiving dinner with our team, which was really awesome. Del Frisco's supplied the food, and it was really awesome. And then Thursday night, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, JD calls and says, hey, it's confirmed we're going to play Colorado. So our ops people and everybody within the program got ready to play Colorado, got the plane, got the hotel and all those things. So and then game day in the Pac-12, you have to get tested again, and there's 2 tests. And so we go through our 2 tests, and we're getting ready to leave to go to the stadium, and they tell us we're not allowed to leave because they didn't have all the tests done. So I sent the team back up to their rooms, and about 45 minutes later, we got them back down. And then we boarded the buses and went and played. And, very proud of our team. We played hard, didn't play well in all aspects. We got improvement that we have to have. Defensively, in the second quarter, we have 4 penalties and a drive that led to a touchdown. And really, those 4 penalties, 3 of them were on third downs. And so, there's things there. And then offensively, played without Johnson and Greg Bell and Dunkel and Godino again. And, everybody goes through this. But those are pretty significant players for us.
Coach, how readily available is film then when you find out in fact you're going to Boulder to play the Buffaloes of Colorado? How available is film to start putting a game plan together and to break it down?
Yeah, if it had been, years ago when I started coaching, you probably wouldn't have got the film.
Yeah.
But, in the technology world we live in, it's pretty easy, Judson, to get film. We get every NFL film from the week before on Tuesdays. So, the film and the sharing of the film is all pretty manageable.
Brady Hoke with us on Xtra 1360 Fox Sports San Diego. Brady, you were without Lucas Johnson, although Carson Baker started a number of games for you this season. Quarterback play seemed to really struggle on Saturday. Is Lucas Johnson going to be ready next week, and what did you make of, if he's not, the quarterbacks that you have currently?
Yeah, well, right now it's trending that we'll have him back and have Bill Dunkel back. Greg, I think it's trending that way also. The only guy who, everybody's significant, but, Dom hasn't played a snap this year, and so he's the only one I know we won't have back for sure. But, we struggled a little bit, and we've got a lot of work to do in that area. Carson, the plan was we were going to play both him and Jordan, and as we progressed through the week, and see how Lucas is doing, Judson, and then obviously how the other two practice, we'll come up with a starter on Saturday.
Aztecs head coach Brady Hoke with us. It's the Brady Hoke Report coming off the game against Colorado. Unfortunately, a 2010 loss that drops them to 3-3 overall on the year. Brady, with Carson Baker right now, we're seeing some struggles. Unfortunately, we're seeing some regression. Is he trapped inside his own head a little bit right now?
Well, I think, Mike, as you look at every position, how guys play. Cam Thomas played probably one of the best games I've had a D lineman play in a long time. He had 14 tackles, and but if you would have seen the first two plays of the game, he looked like he was lost and didn't want to. And I'm just using this analogy because I think it happens at all positions. And I took him out of the game and had some nice coaching points on the sideline for him, and he went back out and played probably one of the better games. Like I said, well, I think at all positions, it gets in your head. In fact, Cam told me after the game I needed that. And, I think the same thing happens with a quarterback. I think sometimes there's things that they see, that they feel maybe differently. So it's a learning curve still for all of them. And at the same time, we've got to keep progressing. On both sides of the football. I thought our defense played lights out, particularly most of the time in the ball game, played a lot of snaps. And so we just got to complement each other in all phases.
And Brady, can you clarify something? Because I think I have this right. No players this year will lose a year of eligibility, correct? Sophomores this year will be sophomores next year?
Yes, that is true. From where the pandemic is and what the NCAA is doing, you're going to have some guys who have to look at, do I want to come back?
Right.
We'd love to have the majority of the guys back, obviously. But, we'll go through that process here after we get done playing our regular season.
Point being, for the younger guys, this is a really great experience. No normal week is ever going to have you prepare for 4 different opponents before finally landing on it. Not just you, the coaching staff, but the players that you're trying to put in a place to succeed. So, if there was ever a time where it's like, hey, let's scramble this to make sure that when it's a normal year, they're ready to go, this can be a very, very big year from improvement with guys not losing a year of eligibility.
Well, I think that's true. I do think this, Judson, is the young guys. I feel really bad for that freshman class because they did not get a normal fall camp. They didn't get from June or July Adam Hall at 6 a.m. in the morning as they normally would. I mean, we did a lot of those things, but you don't have 2 practices a day. You don't have them in the building actually in meetings. And believe me, I don't know if I would have been able to do classes on Zoom. I just don't think, and you see some of the data, about, our kids, are they falling behind because everything's on Zoom? Well, it's the same thing, and particularly if you're a young freshman playing your first year of college football, you're behind. And so I really feel bad because those guys aren't getting developed the same way they normally would. And then, to answer your question, you can get some experience from some guys in a game situation, but the way they changed the redshirt rule anyway with 4 games, I think you could do that in a normal year.
Coach, as of right now, you are slated to host Colorado State this weekend. What sort of problems do the Rams present?
Well, I think offensively, they're playing 2 different quarterbacks at times. One very good with his feet, maybe doesn't throw it as well. Their offensive line, they have 2 guards and a center who are all transfers from Boston College. And Steve is an offensive line coach by trade. His son coaches the offensive line. So they're really good, I think, up front offensively. They've got some guys at skill positions. They got a transfer from Auburn as a receiver. And then defensively, Chuck Heaters is defensive coordinator, and Chuck's been around Division I football probably 40 years and does a really good job from a scheme standpoint, does a good job of putting guys in the right position to make plays. So, they're a good football team. They haven't been able to play quite as many games as they would like to, but, they'll come into, Carson ready to play.
I know Brady's counting down the hours. The Brady Hoke Show come your way 6 o'clock Wednesday, a full hour talking Aztecs football with me and Rich and Brady. Always enjoy it, Brady. Thanks for your time this morning. Much appreciated.
Guys, I appreciate it. And I think, Fletch, I don't know, Judson, if you want a new kind of guy to work with on Monday mornings, I would look into that.
I think Fletch is now also looking into it, Brady.
Okay.
Thank you, Brady. Talk soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, you got it.
Wow, just trying to run you out of a job there.
Yes, Fletch walks in with his cup. Here, drink this.